about family bonding. Of course, all of us know that most of us want to spend more and more time with our families. I can see Ashok there, he's saying that thank God there's not more time, because there'll be more problems if we spend more. So he's planning to write a book, Bringing Up Mother. Mother is some 90 years older, 85 years old or something, planning to write a book on that. All my friends are now planning to write books. Because I think Rekha Shetty can do it, we can also do it, which is true. And then in this particular thing, it's a very nice place where both of them explore the meaning of family bonding. Of course, Alvin Toffler said that the family is the giant shock absorber of society to which the bruised and battered individual returns after doing battle with the world. Family is a sanctuary, but also family can be a hellhole. And in this he says, he talks about how, he does a kind of hypnosis, and he makes Arvind, the hero of the book, go into the future, and he shows him what can happen if he continues along the same path. And this is a very, very nice illustration where he sees, the moment when his wife's 13th day ceremony has to be carried out, and the ashes have to be put into the river, and the kids are so angry with the way they were treated by their parents that they just dump it in the Marina Beach, and a dog starts gnawing at one of the bones in that, and it's a true story. I want to tell you that. Somebody said, why are you so dramatic? I'm not being dramatic. It actually happened to somebody we know. The kids just went to the Marina Beach, dumped the ashes on the beach, and then a dog came and started gnawing at the bone. And they said, she doesn't even deserve this for what she did to us. So, he wakes up and he really thinks that, I'd better do something about clean up my act really fast. And here I'd like to say that I've learned a lot from my parents. They have a beautiful letter which they send out on the internet across the globe talking about what's happening in the family. And my dad is very good on the internet, though he's 86, and I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to say that, he doesn't look it, but my mother is much younger, of course, but we women, always remain much younger. As okay, and next. So, there are many things which Sadhu Mama says, you can just go through it. I like this one. He says the world is a 5-star hotel. Don't pick up everything on the table, just pick up what you need. And then that's nice, you won't really have physical or spiritual indigestion. Next. And you're going backward. It's good to go backward and look backward, but not always. Next. Go back. And this is of course about the workplace. See, today I think, this is okay. This is about the workplace, and this is a very interesting chapter where they talk about how to make the workplace. I feel workplaces have become much more sensitive to the needs of people. One of my clients, ICICI Bank, every Saturday parents are allowed to bring their kids on Saturday to the office, and there's a coordinator who really makes them play and enjoy themselves, and then after that the parents go down and take them home, so that they have little more time with the kid, they don't have to go back, and place like Bombay, it's very difficult to go home. And there's a person in HSBC Bank, his general manager planning, he works only 6 months in the year. Remaining 6 months, he's allowed to go back to his village and develop his village, because that's his, long-term goal. He doesn't get paid for 6 months. But they say all the planning gets done in the first part of the year. So he's allowed to go. And I know lots of women who are allowed to work from their homes. Because the thing about internet is that distance has disappeared. It doesn't matter where you are. You don't have to sit in an office and do work. You can work anywhere. And if you really are inspired, you will do great work anywhere. And the thing about a knowledge worker is, you can't force him to work. Just because he's sitting there 9 to 5, he's not going to produce inspiring work. He has to feel like that. And to feel like that is a different thing. He doesn't have to sit in the office to really feel like that. So he talks about many things in the business, and this man goes back and remembers how it was, how his workplace is so toxic. So many people are completely broken down by the time. I've met lots, because for the last 20 years I've been working with thousands of young people from some of the best companies in some of the top corporates, and many of them say that, I don't think I can do this more than 5 years. They come in around 8 o'clock and they go home at 11 or 12 o'clock. Many companies are realizing that sometimes they're not sitting there because there's work. In one company I know they switch off the lights at 6. If you want to work after 6, you have to get written permission. You have to say why you're sitting there after 6. So somebody was telling me, oh, these guys don't like to go home. They're living 6 or 7 to a room. They're coming from faraway places. So the office is a nicer place. So they're just staying there. When I was in United India, my first job, I used to leave at 5:30 sharp, of course. But some people always stay late. And then we used to discuss, some of the younger ones in the office, we used to say, I think these guys don't like their wives. They don't want to go home. Yes. Yes. And I'd like you to look at what makes a happy profession. This is also one of the discussions. See, one thing is to make a living in a way that does not cause pain to other living creatures. If you're doing something that causes harm to others, probably you're less likely to be happy. And people who look at their professions as a way to serve, and then a lot of people say that these everyday emergencies are impossible to deal with. Every day if there's an emergency and a crisis, it's very difficult to be really happy in that place. Little bit of freedom, space for innovation. I believe that to be innovative is to be blissful, and that's why I chose that small segment of knowledge to devote my life to for the last 20-25 years, because I feel people who are allowed to be innovative have a more blissful life and believe in high touch along with high tech. I'd just like you to look at this video. This is taken somewhere in the deep south, and see, like mastery, I think one can achieve anywhere, whatever you're doing. And when you achieve mastery, probably, if the work allows you to achieve mastery, then can we escape from that? Excuse me, Ranjit?
They don't want to sleep.
Ranjit, I think, is thinking about his own wonderful work. You have to go to escape. Escape is easier. Are you again?
He likes every day.
See, like lots of people will say that I'm going to have this lovely break end of the year. 3 weeks I'm going to take off and forget the work. But why should you do that? You can have breaks every day. There's in this book we talk of happiness breaks. Like every day, whatever else is happening in your life, you can have a cup of coffee with somebody you really like talking to. You can read a great book. You can watch a very nice show which everybody enjoys. And I was reading what makes people happy. It was a survey done by the City of London, and they said top of the list was sleeping on a bed with clean iron sheets. Imagine. That's what makes a lot of people extremely happy. They said a hug from a friend. Like very simple things make people happy. And then, if you just look at this, I think this exercise, for instance, you don't have to do exercise going to a gym. You can just walk around more or exercise more in your house itself or in your office, so that it's built into your daily activity. You don't have to find separate time to do that. And the same view I have about meditation. See, they ask you to meditate for 20 minutes so that you know that place in your mind, which is quiet, silent, a little room which you can walk into and shut the door. Once you know what is that, then after that, rest of the day, all the time, you can be in that space. You can be doing lots of things, but your mind knows that it can go back there. It can go in and shut the door. And this has been my experience with meditation, and I think it's a nice thing to do. Our kids meditate. Jay learned to meditate, but then what happened was he forgot the mantra. We called that, the Maharishi Institute man back again. He said, how can you forget it? Anyway, I'm telling you again, he whispered in his ear. After it happened thrice, the man from Maharishi said, maybe you should wait for some time and allow others to meditate for you. So that's about Jay. So next. And this is about what are the things. I think Rotary is a great place for social bonding. And today the internet provides us with a great opportunity to keep in touch with people all over the world. Touch of a button, you can reach a message to thousands of people, like on Facebook. It's such a great medium. I know lots of people say, oh, it's so public. So what? Don't expose private things on the Facebook. You write about public things which you don't mind others knowing. If it's a deep secret, then don't put it on the internet. I don't think you should put deep dark secrets about yourself or your skeletons on the internet. Like why would you do that? So as a general medium to keep in touch, I think this is a very good medium. And Sadhu Mama and he talk about words which we use. He says these are the words which build up lifetime relationships. I agree. I really enjoy talking to you. That's good. I made a mistake and I'm sorry. And I like the way you left your room clean today. About this, I must say that, Jay and I have an argument always about the newspapers. He reads all the newspapers in the world, I think. No, not actually, in India. He reads everything from the beginning till that publisher's name at the bottom. And he will, unless he reads it, he won't. As soon as he finishes reading, he'll throw it on the floor. So sometimes at night I'll wake up and I'll find all the papers fluttering, It's a very ghostly kind of feeling. So I have to keep telling him, don't throw it on the floor. He used to keep throwing it. So a year ago I said, see, I'm getting really mad with you. Don't throw it on the floor. I don't like it. He said, if I don't pick it up, what will you do? So I just looked at him. I said, you do lots of nice things for me and otherwise you're a nice husband. So it's okay, I'll pick it up. I said. So for some time he used to pick up the newspapers. Okay, next. Phrases which destroy relationships. These are called heat-seeking missiles. Where you look at a person and even without a single word, you're saying everything you do is a mess. If you come into this, you're going to mess it up, and that's how it is with you. And you have no idea about what you're talking, things like this. So these are phrases which destroy relationships, he says. Next. And he talks about life-destroying experiences. He says about failure. So this chap asks him, what happens when you lose your job? Or something really bad happens and you really fail at something. So Sadhu Mama says, see, failure is inevitable, but then how you respond to that is different. Two people may lose a job. The first person may stop having a bath, changing his clothes, just curl into himself and say, I am a failure, and just get more and more depressed. May stop eating properly, stop being with friends. The other person may just say, now this is my chance to think about a better job. Maybe this job was not good for me. Wears his best clothes, go out, meet his friends, and really think of what are the things he really wants to do with his life. And he comes up with something. So the events are the same, but the way each person responds can be different. And he says finally, what he's saying is, happiness is something which is your responsibility. Other people are not responsible to make you happy.